audio difficulties, but I think we figured it out now. So, Clay, what I was asking you before was, tell me about your racing background before you got involved with No Prep Kings.
Yeah, so back in the day, obviously high school, you have these crap boxes you drive to school. At least I did, because I was not very wealthy growing up at all. So we had a crap box that we drove to school, and then we'd race my buddies, stoplight to stoplight, and have a good time. And then that evolved into me wanting more. I wanted to get a Camaro, so I got a Camaro, fixed it up, drag raced it. Um, Wanted more out of that even yet, so turned that into bracket car. Again, I don't have nothing against bracket racers at all, but it's not for me. I like the adrenaline and the excitement of heads up racing. So at the time, I couldn't afford it, so bracket racing was what I had to live with. So uh,
Right.
I'm grateful that I'm able to do what I'm doing now. Thankfully, it's led to me racing my whole life. Obviously taking some breaks here and there when we have children and stuff like that. So, um, but yeah, always been a part of it. Always turned wrenches on cars. Always, well, I've been a mechanic as a profession my life. So, yeah, I just love it, man. I made up with cars and horsepower and trying to get them out of everything. So.
Hell yeah. So what was the thing that made you decide to do No Prep Kings this year? What was your selling point? What was your buying point, I should say?
So I built Don Dial built me a 1969 Camaro. My buddy Dusty Frazier built a big block Chevy for it, Pro Charge car, and it was the car that I set a new personal best in, and that just triggered me to wanting more and more and more. We done some no prep racing with it, not at the No Prep Kings level, obviously, and I just wanted more from that. I'd followed the show and seen everything that was going on and been to quite a few of the races, and I never dreamed that I could actually compete with any of those. And I approached Cameron Johnson about building me a car, and we came to an agreement on everything. He built me a beautiful '69 Camaro, as you've probably seen. So super super happy with how that all turned out, and man, that thing's capable of running with anybody out there at any given point.
Yeah, so it is beautiful. It's a beautiful blue color. Have you had previous cars that were blue, or you just like the color scheme? Because it's beautiful.
Yeah, no. So my other car is identical to that car. It's got the tube for the Pro Charger comes up out of the hood on it, so you see a little bit of it coming out of the hood. Other than that, they're spitting images of each other. So um, I like royal blue. That's my favorite color. So.
Yeah, it's sharp, man. It's sharp. So when would you say it was about the time you decided that you wanted to build a car with CJ? When was that? Was that like a year ago? I mean, how long did it take to make that build?
Yeah, so um, it was about a year and a half ago, uh, and COVID hit, all that craziness, so that slowed everything down. Parts became crazy unavailable. Um, so I was gonna run. We had originally planned when we talked to run No Prep Kings the year before, which would have been last year for me, but with all the stuff that happened in life and in the world, it just didn't happen. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, but I'm also thankful for it because I was able to grow my business here more, and get a better foundation here for us to be able to go race and try to make the whole circuit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. And then I see you just recently. I don't know if it was always the nickname of the car or not, but you came out with some merch, and I saw name of the car was Overdose. When did you come up with that name, and what's the significance with that?
So Dusty Frazier, a good friend of mine, also the engine builder of all the other cars I own, he builds all the engines for me. He wanted to name all the cars. The first one, I've got a few cars. The first one, he wanted to name it First Dose. The other one, Second Dose, and last one, Overdose. And then I've got a couple other cars other than that. But So I was like, I like that, but the other cars have other names. So we ended up that stuck in my brain. I'm like, it's gonna be Overdose. That I like that. That just popped. So
Yeah, yeah. Cool, cool, man. I love the shirt. I love the shirt design too.
yeah, good job, didn't they?
Yeah, they did for sure. It's cool. I'm gonna have to cop me one this weekend. So we've just had the big break from No Prep Kings in the middle of the season here, the middle of third of the season. You had like 6 weeks off. Did you enjoy that much time off, or was it too much time? Did you want to get back to racing?
Man, I can't wait to get back to racing. It's driving me crazy. We've been waiting on some parts for the other car, and we weren't able to get it done to go do some racing while we were off. So I'm just dying to get back on the track. Like it's killing me. I enjoy it that much. It makes me happy. It's fun, and I like being there and being a part of all of it. So, and we was able to make a bunch of changes to the car through the break, which was phenomenal. So part of that, I was excited and happy that we had a little break. But the other part of me is like, man, I need to be on the track having some fun. So
Yeah. Yeah. Did you? So you obviously after those first five races, you kind of got a better idea what everybody else was running. And I was curious: did you make a bunch of changes to get yourself faster? Did you realize, oh shit, man, like these guys are flying, and I need to make some major changes.
no, that's not actually how it went down. So the first race, Ohio, um, we ran well there. We had an unfortunate ECU come unplugged, and it caused some serious problems with the motor. Ended up breaking a rod, and so
Oh,
we next weekend, and Proline got me turned around and got me back to go. And it's not that I made the changes to try to just compete. I made the changes to try to be ahead of everybody else. So
nice. Hell
yeah,
yeah.
you're if you're not first, you're last. I think Ricky Bobby said that, right? Is that right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now, Clay, have you made all five races?
I have not. No, I missed two races because of the motor failure.
Okay. Okay. And is it your plan to make the rest of the races, like the 10 more races?
Absolutely, Lord willing, if as long as I don't have no more extreme parts failures or anything like that, that just doesn't break the bank and doesn't allow me to go, I'm gonna be there. I promise you that.
Yeah. So, and then those last 8 races are right in a row. There's no weeks off. What do you think is the biggest challenge? Is it for your race program? Is it going to be the number of parts you have? Is it going to be not like going hard with your parts? Like, what do you think is going to be the key to making through those last 8 races?
So that's a very good question, because it's extremely hard on parts every pass, no matter what you're doing. Because we're leaning on them things hard every single pass, and I mean, everything's going to break. There's no doubt about that. But no, I'll keep pushing it to the point where I think we need to be to win every time. And if we got to rebuild it, we got to rebuild it. We'll do it till I can't rebuild it no more. So
Nice. Hell yeah.
that's
Hell
just where
yeah.
I'm extremely competitive, but I enjoy racing and I enjoy the people that we are able to race with. So
Yeah. Talk about your most recent race, the New Hampshire race. You got the win. What did it mean to you to get that win? And kind of like, say, hey, I'm here. I'm ready to move up whenever you guys want me to move up.
absolutely. So we've been so close. Uh, Ohio went to the final, super close. Uh, Beachbend went to the final against Paige, and she just plain outran me. You know, man, I'm just itching for a win. So I don't care if we hang the rods out the side of the motor. We're gonna win this race. So that's the mentality we went into it with, and we came out ahead, and I had all the support I needed there. Everybody at the track, including the racers, they're just phenomenal. They're all willing to help each other out, and just a good group.
Yeah, talk about that. How have the veterans, like the Street Outlaws veterans, how they treated you and the future guys, stuff like that. Have they been helpful? Do they give you advice, tips, stuff like that?
So everybody that I've interacted with, as far as that is on the show, and they've been there for several seasons, has treated me with nothing but respect and offered some advice. And if I needed parts, even they were willing to give me parts just so I could race, which means the world to me because I'm a nobody. They don't know me at all. So for them being willing to do that, that means a lot to me. So
Yeah.
just all very personable people. So.
And you've done a lot of racing in the past. But talk about your first going to Ohio. Talk about your first experience there with being on the No Prep Kings tour. And I'm sure it's been a little different. I'm sure the fan interaction, the whole thing, I'm sure is something you probably never experienced before.
Yeah, no. The level that it's at and the amount of fans. I've never been to any other race other than an MPK race where there was that many fans. Like I've been to a bunch of NHRA races. There's just not the fan base there anymore. And that first race there, we rolled in, and people are lined up for a couple miles outside the gate trying to get in this place, and I very quickly was overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a lot. And then you see all these freaking awesome fast cars just sitting there. I'm like, gosh dang, I got to race all these people. This is going to be crazy. So it's like a little bit out of my league here. But no, it quickly we made a we made a few errors on our grudge passes trying to get the car dialed in, and had to step back, take a deep breath, and just be like, okay, we got this. Let's just chill and just move forward from here. And we did. We finished out what I thought felt like was pretty strong there.
Yeah.
Um, Extremely fun. Probably the most fun I've ever had racing in my life. All of this is so. It's took racing to another level for me, which is bad because I already enjoyed it a lot, but now I
Yeah.
enjoy it times more. So it's like, oh goodness, I wish this could be my career, but it's then there's reality. You got to come back to work. You know what I mean? So.
Right. Had you done much no prep racing before No Prep Kings?
So we have the other car I was talking about earlier, and we've done some no prep racing on that where they just literally hadn't prepped at all, and that thing just hooks and goes. Those big tires just they grab and they they're ripping pavement up. So
Yeah.
that's what made me really want to see if I could compete at the MPK level. And going to a few of those races, I was like, man, I really want to do this. Don't know that I can afford to, but I want to. So. Um, we was able to and to get it worked out to where we could get a car and get a motor from Proline and get set up. So and we came out really competitive, not knowing a whole lot, with very few test runs on the car. We went to actually the first event we went to with the car, we won. Um, and that was pretty cool coming right out of the box and going to an event and winning right from Cameron's shop. That was pretty cool. So
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Um, so I'm sure you set some goals for yourself at the beginning of the season, but have you met any of those goals? And do you have any goals? What are your goals for the remainder of the season?
So yeah, I've met my goal. I want a futures race. That's just one goal.
Hmm.
But I plan on, as long as I'm in the futures class, being at the front of the pack there. Um, if not, like I said, I'll blow it up trying to be at the front of the pack. So not scared. But yeah, I wouldn't mind trying to race some of the invitational racers at some point. Even if I have to step out of the futures class and go to like Outlaw Big Tire to race.
Yeah.
I want to see where we stand against some of those faster cars that, I mean, I don't know that they're all that much faster than we're going right now, to be honest with you.
Right.
So,
Right. For sure. And that you kind of hit on it a little bit. So in my opinion, the last 8 races are going to be really important. And someone like you, and there's going to be cars that aren't going to make it. Let's just be honest. There's going to be cars that aren't going to make the stretch. They're not going to make all 8 races. And someone like you, who's going to be there every week, I think that could be an opportunity for you, Clay. I think to get your shot at the big time, because as you see already, how many futures were drafted. Page already has been moved up. You know what I mean? Calvin got moved up right away. So I think your time's going to come, man. I think I think the most important part of this last 10 races is going to be able to show up every week, because I know we both know some people aren't going to be able to make it. So I think some of these teams are going to be looking for fast guys like you, and you proved to be fast, winning the last futures race. So
Yeah, they brought up Mike Chandler too. He's been
yep,
brought up,
Mike too.
so that leaves just a few of us left down there in the futures class. So I think you're absolutely right. It's going to come down to the consistency of being able to be at the races and what you can bring to the team or whoever brings you up. So
Yeah.
that's going to be looking for.
Also, we're talking about the no prep surfaces and stuff like that. So, what's been your favorite track so far in this season?
Man, I had a lot of fun at Beach Bend. That was a blast. New Hampshire was way out there for me. That was 26 hours. Uh, it was a great facility. And they were they hosted us great. No complaints anywhere we've been, but Beach Bend has been the funnest track I've been to so far.
Nice. And what track do you look forward to the most moving forward? Have you been into any of the tracks that you're going to be racing at?
No, I have not. I'm obviously looking forward to Tulsa. That's my home track, so I'm
Nice.
much looking forward to that. So yeah, I'm excited. We got, like I said, we made a bunch of changes to the car. That thing, it's dialed in. It's ready to rock. I can't wait to get it out of the trailer and just let go of the button. So
Hell yeah, man. See, I don't know. Can you see comments when they show up or no?
Craven Moore, Swan Gang gonna be on you like duck on a Jumbo. Oh, Craven's a good guy. I like Craven a lot. I think a lot of him. He's a good person. So great racer, man. He's competitive. Goodness, he's got some fast stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So besides racing, Clay, and besides working, well, first I would ask you, what do you do for work?
So I own a couple businesses here in Joplin. I got a small excavation business, a small dump truck business, and we also work on diesel semis. So, which is what I've been, as we touched about earlier. That's been my career, was diesel tech. So,
How does
always.
that with traveling to all these No Prep Kings races?
What's that?
How does the work? How do you juggle the work and traveling to all these No Prep Kings races?
Having great employees. That's how that works. So,
Nice.
employees you can trust to get the work done and not make your customers upset by any means at all. So,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's definitely nice. So besides working and racing, what do you do what do you like to do in your free time, Clay?
oh man, what free time? There's time. No, it's literally we race all the time here, and if not, I'll just hang out with the family and try to get a little family time in. That's not very often either, but it's literally racing for us. So that's what we do. Work or race. You got to do
Yeah.
both.
Hell yeah, but I'm sure with that schedule, there's not much time to do anything else. So usually guys, when they start off, it's like, and they get into No Prep King and stuff like that, they have to rely on sponsors. Do you have any major sponsors that you want to shout out or talk about?
Um, as far as monetary sponsors, I have none. I've got guys that have helped me out as far as getting parts to me quickly, and made a very amazing effort to keep us going. Um, Proline being one of them, Fast by Frazier, M&M Transmission, Quick Performance, Atomizer, Fuel Tech. Fuel Tech's phenomenal. We had an ECU crash, and they overnighted me one. I got it today, as a fact. So, uh,
Nice.
hands down, just awesome, just great. Everybody, like I said earlier, man, everybody in this industry just they're phenomenal to work with and to have on your side. But yeah, no, there's so many good people. I hope to someday get to a point where I've got some sponsors that want to back us, but I don't push that at all. I'm going to go as far as I can on my own. And if it comes, it comes, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll just go to wire the money, you know.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I know you're new to the social media game. Where can people follow you on social media, Clay?
We got a Clay Cole Racing Facebook page. Yeah, I absolutely suck at social media. Uh, I am the world's worst. I'm very technology unsavvy. So when it comes to that aspect of it, uh, but I've got an Instagram account as well, Clay Cole 0713, and then the Clay Cole Racing page on Facebook. And then I've got a YouTube account, but I haven't, because I suck at social media. Haven't made no videos in a long time, so I need to probably do that again sometime whenever I get some time. But I don't know
Yeah,
when that's
right. And I saw you had some sweet merch. You got a new shirt out. You advertised it on your Facebook page. Can you only get that at the races right now?
right now. Yes, my wife and I are working on maybe possibly getting a website set up to where we could do that. Like I
Okay.
said, we're pretty new to the whole NPK
Yep.
thing, so I don't want to throw a bunch of money at that I could be throwing at the car to make a point. You know what I mean? So I want everybody to know that we're fast and we can be there to compete, and they need to be worried about us when they line up next to us. So
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, Clay, I appreciate you coming on the show tonight. I apologize for the audio, and we had to go do this on YouTube only, and it's been a mess. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard this week for me. I've had two bad experiences now, so I got some figuring out to do for my future shows. But thank you so much for hanging in there with me. I mean, it's been like 45 minutes. I was trying to figure it out. I think it was. But I appreciate you coming on, man. I wish you the best of luck this year. I'll be in Tulsa, so I'm definitely gonna stop by and say hi to you and introduce myself.
absolutely looking forward to it. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, and it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Appreciate you, man. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
See ya.